Folks, welcome back to Society Unhinged, where we take a look at societal delusion and try to make some sense of it. And of course, the patriot, the American patriot, is back exposing California. Thank you, Jesus. We have had bat signals from a mile away telling us that this state is under a lot of corruption. It doesn't take a lot to just do a little bit of research and come to a general conclusion that California is a crap hole. And in this video, we are going to take a look at Nick Shirley's new footage of him going and exposing how illegal immigrants and even people that aren't illegal immigrants are putting in ballots for their pets, individuals who had died over 20 years ago. And this is just lighting a candle on a much bigger issue that has definitely been a controversial topic, not necessarily to conservatives, but folks on the left side of the aisle who are in denial that an election could possibly be a fraud, and there could be a lot of fraudulent voters that don't necessarily even exist in society. And so when these politicians are telling people it's okay, people on the right are just delusional, it sounds great to the people who are uneducated on the different geographical beliefs and religions. But once you see it come to fruition and you start to understand that these people of different cultures will not, and quite frankly despise the way that we operate in the United States, you see that in Minnesota they make a mockery of our country while simultaneously making money on the American taxpayer dollar. And understand the most frustrating part of all of this is, number one, Americans have been brainwashed into supporting this, kind of like in SpongeBob, the Bucketheads. Okay, the food tastes like crap, but guess what? They're brainwashed into going back in every time and getting it and eating it and enjoying it and acting like it is the best thing since sliced bread. And number two, they don't even pay taxes. So now we're just going to get into this video. I'm going to let it play. I have compiled some clips here that I think are very intriguing and very thought-provoking. And yeah, guys, down below in the comments, let me know your opinion. 99.9% of you are not subscribed, so please consider hitting that subscribe button and leaving a like down below, and enjoy.
Curious, how come in California you don't need voter ID to vote?
Because when you sign your affidavit, you're swearing that you're telling us the truth, and we compare the signature that you put on your application to the
Battery 65%.
Do you think it leaves any room for error with voter ID, or? And do you think it's possible like illegal migrants could be voting?
Not really. How? I mean, what's showing their ID?
Yeah, if they don't have their ID and they could just sign on behalf of Richard Sherman, then they could technically vote, right?
They would be right.
So instead of showing your ID, you sign your signature and then it is scanned to verify it is you. So technically speaking, anyone could show up saying they are someone, and if the signature is similar, that vote will then count. And with millions of people voting, it leaves room for fraud to occur. Just take these two examples.
A Southern California woman is facing 5 felonies after registering her dog to vote in 2 elections. The dog's vote was even counted in one of those elections. Those behind the stunt say she did it to show the flaws of the current system.
Hundreds of people who cast votes according to state records, but we found they've been dead for years, including a woman who died in 1988, and records show she somehow voted in 2014, 26 years after she passed away. Then there's Julita Abutin. Records show she voted in Norwalk in 2014, 2012, 2010, and 2008. The only problem is she's buried here at Forest Lawn. Abutin died in 2006. Is it possible your mother voted in 2014?
There's no way.
Abuteen's daughter Maravik says it's certainly impossible that her mother voted, but the LA County Registrar confirms they have signed vote-by-mail envelopes with her mother's name for the 2014 and 2012 election, even though she died 10 years ago.
So how bad is the voter fraud here in California?
We actually don't know because law enforcement isn't really investigating it, and we don't have people qualified to actually figure that out.
And what kind of fraud is taking place?
But we have voter rolls of about 22 to 23 million people in California, and we have just in Orange County per se, there's 60 to 70,000 changes a month that happens. So the amount of time and effort to go and follow up with every one of those, we just don't have the resources to do that.
We're going to the local retirement community, and the reason this one is just kind of particularly odd, you got 45 people registered, and 41 of them actually turned out to vote in the last election.
Yeah, it looks like there was maybe 41 of 45 people that are registered here. Does that seem low or high to you? Like as far as how many patients or residents you have?
That's probably not accurate anymore.
It's some sort of institute for peace and justice, so it doesn't seem like you'd have a lot of voters like registered at some sort of an administrative office, but it very well could be, you know? I mean, there's students that are all over the place here, so maybe it's some sort of a central mailing house or something like that.
You have a conference room, you have Garden of the Sky, the Kroc School, classrooms, conference rooms, anything but dorms. And this is the location where 58 people are registered to vote here inside of the state of California.
Is this like a central mailing location, like this building for students and stuff?
No, this one is not. So we do have a mail center.
Because right here on the John B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice, it says we had 58 registered to vote and 50 people voted from this location.
So it's 5998 Alcala Park. You're saying
The
is that
entire university.
is the entire university. So where do the ballots go?
I have no clue.
Interesting. This is a common theme that we have seen in these Democratic ran states such as Georgia and Minnesota. And my prediction is we may see something similar in the beautiful state of Virginia. Virginia is a complicated state because Northern Virginia is balls to the wall supporting radical left ideologies like men and women's sports, and hell, I wouldn't even be surprised if we have to learn Spanish as a requirement to go to high school here. The funny but not so funny part about this is that once these politicians false promise a perfect economic agenda, then completely flip, they run to the president and try to blame him for their mistakes like he'll give them a get-out-of-jail-free card. No, you did this to yourself, and you have to deal with it. My only fear is that they will soon overpopulate Republican states, such as North Carolina and Florida, and bring their delusion there. In this next clip, I think you'll have a better understanding of the brainwashing going on in a once reasonable party.
Let's admit the truth. Everywhere people go, they're asked for a Social Security card. In fact, one way to prove you're a bona fide person who can have a job is to ask for a driver's license and a Social Security card. This is an anti-fraud amendment. Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud.
Guys, I want to say I'm disappointed, but honestly, I'm not surprised. Chuck Schumer is just a puppet that is being controlled by the system, and he's really just a voice for people that are too scared to speak out against things like this. As you can see, he was always on the conservative side of things until they lost all the American votes and needed to resort to something else in order to win elections. It's no secret. Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl, okay? Them letting mass immigration into our country unchecked. Them giving them free housing, free phones, free vehicles on the backing of American taxpayer dollars while they don't have to pay a dime to our country. Running our country dry. You know, I have family members that are liberal, and to an extent, I can understand it's similar to price memory when someone's buying a stock. Okay, let's just say the stock goes up by $100, and that's its new floor. People don't remember when that stock used to be $25. And I do believe that that is the same mindset that the older liberals have. They don't want to admit it, but their party is gone down the gutter. They have a memory of a prosperous party, a reasonable party, a bipartisan party. And now they just want to support it because they don't want to lose what they built and what took so long to build up. So guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you liked it and enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing to the channel, and I will be uploading content each and every single day. So I'm going to try to be as consistent as I possibly can. Leave a comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this subject. And yeah, guys, I will catch you in the next one.